All right, good evening, everyone. It's Friday, the first Friday of the month, non-farm payroll night. Okay, so anyway, let me just go and refresh this calendar from my end. Yeah, sorry, there you go. Okay, so yep, in just very few, yun na nga, eto na-release na po, right? So it is higher than what it was forecasted. Okay. So tingnan natin if there are changes in the market's movement given that again, we are to review the numbers of the non-farm payroll today. Yeah. So oops, ano ba yan? Clicking the wrong button for my filter on the news. Okay. So, sandali. I apologize for this. Okay, kanina nire-refresh ko na siya. Okay, eto na nga. So we have the unemployment rate. The forecasted number is 3.5. The current is 3.6. That's the number, right? Tapos we have what you call this, the non-farm payroll. The expected is or the forecasted number is somewhere at 390,000, right? The previous number was 428. So we're looking into a drop on the non-farm payroll number as it is or it was forecasted. Okay, so we are just about few minutes, okay, for that number or actually yeah, few minutes for that number to be released. But anyway, okay, so while we are waiting for those numbers, let me jump into my chart now right away for you guys so we can go and check into the major currency pairs. All right, so sandali ah. Okay, banner out, charts in. There you go. All right, so sandali ah. Oh really? Can you let me know, guys, if you can hear me loud and clear and the screen is something that you can see as well, right? Let me know quickly on the chat box. All right, wonderful, thank you so much. Okay, good. All right, so oh yeah, there's another FOMC in 9:15. So we received the number already at 8:30. So 33 minutes in, right, on the release of the non-farm payroll number. Look at that price move up. So I was expecting for AUD USD to continue its downtrend here. So I would assume that the dollar yen is also like, look at that. Yeah, my hesitation moved on. Kumbaga sa basketball, nag-hesitate siya. Right, it moved down a little bit. So I was expecting for this price to go up on dollar yen. Okay, so tingin nyo, or as we would expect it, okay, um sabi nga nila, the usual effect, no, if the actual number is greater than the forecasted, okay, then it could be good for the currency. Yeah, so the actual is actually, yeah, higher than the forecasted number, right, which is actually uh just the same as the preview. So we were expecting for the price to be good for the dollar, right? But of course, it's not the only high impact news that we are also looking at. Okay, so meron din tayong inaabangan na unemployment rate. Okay, which is sabi din that if the usual effect will be if the number is less than the forecasted number, okay, then it will be good for the currency. So actually it was not. The forecasted number is 3.5, then the actual number is 3.6 now. Slightly higher. So doon naglalaban yung mga news na yon. Okay? So if you were with me at the beginning of the time we were doing this session, so sabi ko nga, it's still best that you go and take the news, all right? And your technical analysis is both, if both agrees that points the same direction. Like for example, sabi nga natin we were expecting for a strong dollar and we are looking at an uptrend, then yeah, that's a high probability trade. But when you say the dollar yen is uptrend tapos ang news is saying that it could be possibly bad for the dollar, ang pinopoint niya naman is pababa. So kung titingnan nyo yung technical analysis and yung fundamental analysis, they cannot even agree with each other. So for me, that is something in my way of making my decision. In most cases, I will not take the trade. right? So kanina I was banking on the non-farm payroll number, as it says that it can be good for the dollar since the number is higher. Pero ito, merong nag-stop nung pag-akyat ng dollar or pagiging strong niya, as the unemployment rate number is higher, which we would expect for it to be lower sana for the dollar to be strong, right? Anyway, there would be another follow-up probably, kaya hindi pa masyadong gumagalaw talaga si dollar because there's another announcement or a speech, right? If we can put it that way, someone from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York at 9:15 tonight, right? FOMC will be delivering an announcement. So probably that could be one thing that is pulling this movement back na hindi talaga siya ganun ka-volatile. But if you notice, this last bar right here already have moved in total somewhere at 35 pips, 35-ish, right? Moving up and down. So yun yung buong ginalaw niya. Okay? So tingnan natin kung yung 9:15 na announcement will be like the biggest factor for the price to be pushed higher. Okay? Again, we are looking, at least for dollar yen, we are looking for a strong dollar of these numbers to be released tonight. Okay? Pero let's go back to the major currency pairs. Tingnan natin if where is dollar going in this case. Okay? So I will get a notepad here for you and show you very quickly how to like assess whether the dollar is weak or strong. Isa-isahin natin sila, ha? Okay. And let's go back to the news, and I'll give you a few things right there on how to interpret the news versus your technical analysis. Okay, while we're waiting for that 9:15 news again. All right, so there you go. Weak dollar versus Australian dollar has been pushed higher. I was selling, buti na lang di pa tayo natitrigger doon. All right, but anyway, yeah. Okay, let's go back to AUD USD. Why am I in that sell position? So let me just remove the lines for you, everyone. Okay, para mas clear, right? So with this obvious view, the reason why I'm selling is simply because we can still see that downtrend right there, and I am expecting for this push to continue or to begin, right, anytime soon. Why am I expecting for that to happen? If I go to my line chart, all right, I will find a resistance somewhere right here, which is a previous floor level, by the way, that was tested, and actually ito yung minor breakout niya, then it's being tested there. So that's the expectation, okay? But if I zoom out further just to validate that line there, all right, you will see that we can still, look at that, you can still adjust it from here, okay? Hanap tayo ng mas bars. Okay, ito. Yan, adjust ko siya ng konti, ha. Okay, there you go. So you have more touches here. One. Okay, let me have it in orange. Okay. Yeah. Price was here, rejected. Though we have a false breakout here, eventually the price went up. Another false breakout, rejected. So in this series of bars, the price have gone higher more than it went down. So kanina, it was below here. So I was anticipating for this breakout to happen, right? Backing up the downtrend. So in this case, if yun ang tinitingnan ko, so sabihin natin AUD USD down, okay? So we're actually expecting for USD strength or strong USD, yeah? Oops. Okay, so very quickly lang, ha, for probably you have heard me or seen me have done this before. I'll just explain it very quickly here. So if you put those currency pairs in a seesaw, okay, if this is Australian dollar, right, and this is USD, okay, right, AU. Ito na lang, pareha kasi silang dollar. So ganito, US dollar, right? Pag sinabi nating strong Australian dollar, if this seesaw right here is pointing to a certain price, let's say 0, 1, 2, or 3, okay? If that's a strong Australian dollar, you will expect for this seesaw to point in that direction. Now, if the price is pointing the opposite, meaning you are seeing dollar strength there. Okay? So, tingnan natin, ha. This is just one currency pair. Now, some might argue or say na, sandali, you're at the floor level. Yes, we are at the floor level. Pero binrake niya yan kanina. So, that's another expectation for me. another bearish engulfing anticipation from here. Okay, pero hindi nga lang na-trigger. So meaning, not necessarily weak na kaagad, no? Not necessarily weak na kaagad si Australian dollar, or strong na kaagad siya. So technically, tinetest niya tong level na to. So let's see. The day is not done yet. And sabi ko nga, may 9:15 pa na news na probably holding back this the whales and the sharks in the currency market of pushing the price where they want to see it go, right? Or influence, I would say. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Vladimir, for being here. Good evening to you too. Right? On the 1 hourly chart, dun actually nakaset yung position natin for an early bearish engulfing. So if you notice, the lower time frame is still pushing or pointing that direction. Actually, I have a short-term downtrend there. But right now, it has been invalidated. I don't want to jump in and be excited because of this one big bar right here. Right? Let's see and observe what's going to happen. Probably that's a bull trap right there, if you have already heard about that. So early on, what do you call this, on a high impact news, the big banks and players in the market might test the market and influence for when it will move in on a certain direction, and some people will call it like a fake out. So as retail traders, you might want to watch out for those things. All right, so ako, my bias is still on bearish, kasi bakit, even on lower time frames from D1, price is going down. H4 price is still moving in that direction, or pointing in that direction, at least for now. Then H1 is still on that direction, right? So let's see if this big bar really can be a break of the short-term trend and the price can go back to the trend line right there, right? At pag nangyari yan, actually, kung titingnan nyo to, pag ito ang nangyari, then I could possibly change my bias for what next week can happen for AUD-USD. Baka pwede na siya mag-total reverse as we have lost our momentum right here, okay? But then again, the day is not done yet. Things can be a little different as we progress with another high impact news tonight. Well, not necessarily like a totally high impact news, but yeah, it could still be something that we, right, or the market could consider for the price to be pushed in a certain direction. But as far as the non-farm payroll number and the unemployment numbers that we were expecting tonight, they were a little bit contradicting with each other. Sabi, if the non-farm payroll is higher than the forecasted number, it can be good for the dollar, which it is higher, right? The forecasted is 391. The number is 428 now. So we were expecting for the dollar to be strong, but may konting contradiction doon naman sa unemployment rate, where sabi, pag mas mababa sa 3.5 na unemployment rate, right, it can be good for the dollar, pero biglang tumaas ng 0.1 lang naman. Pero still, kung mapapansin mo, that could be another reason why the dollar is not really pushing higher, right? So let's see the dollar strength again on Euro USD now very quickly. Look at that, right? USD is pushing in that direction. Yep. For me here, right? Look at that very beautiful zone I was looking at, pero for everyone's benefit, right? Let me redo the lines here so you can see where I am coming from. All right. Still, kung mapapansin nyo, we are looking at a downtrend on the daily chart if you follow your EMAs as your dynamic support or resistance. So kung mapapansin nyo, we are actually hitting the EMA as a resistance. So my bias automatically will still be a sell, right? As this downtrend is very much clearer, right? Unang tingin pa lang, di ba? Just give me one sec. All right, sorry. Okay, so ngayon, just on the D1 alone, I can go and check if how close we are on the floor level. Tingnan natin kung may chance pa ba talagang bumagsak, right? By just looking at this one, okay, I can draw my horizontal line somewhere here. Kung mapapansin nyo, right, this is the last floor that the price have recently have broken from. So ibig sabihin, actually we are near the ceiling back again. So as you know, support and resistance, if you are near the resistance, there's a likelihood for the price to go down. Okay, so if I go to the daily, yan yung nakikita natin. I want to be more specific on horizontal lines here, kasi parang hindi ako convinced dun sa recent one lang. So this is the time where I go further back in historical data to see if there's a floor level that the price can still go, right? So kung mapapansin nyo, as I move to the weekly chart, I can still see price there. Though, medyo malayo na sila yung 2016 and 2014 level. But if you notice, if we draw a horizontal line there, dito siya nagiging relevant. So kaya mapapansin nyo kanina, meron akong horizontal line somewhere here as well, right? to have more touches there, we can have it a little higher somewhere here. So the more bars that you see that horizontal line is touching, that's the level where I am usually monitoring the price to break through or bounce off. Okay? So going back to my daily chart, mapapansin nyo, with those lines, it is becoming reasonable for us to wait for a breakout, a total breakout, for us to see if the dollar is really strong on this one. So, though, lalagay ko dun sa notepad ko, no? Though, looking at Euro USD, yes, it's going down, but currently at support. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? I cannot say really if USD can be strong here. So, not that clear. So, I cannot say na strong si AUD USD kasi nga nasa floor, 'di ba? Kasi pag ginawa natin 'to at biglang umakyat kasi nasa floor siya. So again, going back to that seesaw, right? If euro is here, okay, and your dollar is here and this price goes up pointing there, so ibig sabihin si euro yung strong, nagiging weak si dollar, right? Tama? Okay? But if you notice, it's being consolidated here or nagkakaroon ng sideways move. So neither the buyers or the sellers are really showing strength here. So I cannot take Euro USD in this as part of, though, yes, as a study, pero hindi clear kung strong si dollar or not. So ibig sabihin, I need the price to really be pushed lower for me to say, yes, the dollar is becoming strong here. Or if the price goes up there, then the dollar is becoming weak. So medyo sideways siya dyan. Alright? Tingnan natin yung ibang currency pair. Okay? Oh yes, sorry. If you are looking for short-term trades here, I would suggest, or if I am in your position, I mean, I would, kung mapapansin nyo kanina, meron akong rectangle dito, by the way. So this is where I monitor the trade short-term. Okay? So meron kasing ganitong mga instances na meron tayong short-term sideways. So kung mapapansin nyo, ito yon. Doon nag-breakout siya dyan, tapos bumalik din naman. So kanina, ito lang po yung tinake advantage natin. Now, look at that. As we speak, it's being rejected. So, hindi na naman siya tumuloy doon. So, baka bumaba ulit siya mamaya. Tingnan natin kung meron tayong selling opportunities, by the way, there. Right? For a bearish engulfing, probably yes. Yeah, there's room for us to see if we can monetize that move, right? I would like to wait for this last 1 hour bar or the current 1 hour bar because it's becoming a shooting star there. Pwede natin itong balikan at 9 o'clock, right? So, yeah. So, that's my take on Euro USD for now. Balikan natin mamaya siya, okay? GBP USD, still on a downtrend. Pansinin nyo, medyo na-fake out tayo dito. Dun sa ating descending triangle, nag-breakout siya dun pero bumagsak pa rin. So, technically, the downtrend is still something that we want to really honor and respect as that's what the current market condition is. So, just to give everyone a clear view, tinanggal ko yung mga lines na iba, okay? Look at the orange and the blue lines are still pointing downwards, right? In fact, we are in this new move right here where the price is likely either to continue or pull back na, right? So, that's something that we want to check right now. Pero if you use your Fibonacci in this case, kaka-move nyo pa lang further, right? It's still few pips away from the earliest extension we might expect for it to go, 27.2, right? So, hindi pa siya nag-continue dyan. On the 1 hourly chart, it might look like it can go there too. So, ibig sabihin, there's a very good chance if this becomes a shooting star, we can possibly go and take advantage for another sell, right? If you want to be a little conservative, my short-term floor dyan where you can take the money early. Pero again, we still have few minutes for this 1 hourly bar to finish or close. Tingnan natin kung magiging confirmed shooting star talaga siya or high test bar. Alright? Yes. So, still on a downtrend. Yep, pansinin nyo yan. Then we'll look for the floor. Tanggalin ko muna yung Fibonacci line natin ha. So, it will not be medyo clutter dyan as we find the support level. There you go. So, if I go to my line chart again to find a floor level, the obvious one that I could see is the touch here and the touch here. Though you can see a false breakout here, right? But that's a beautiful one because that's an uptrend right there if you can see it clearly. So, beautiful push. Now, this is the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic announced on March. So, then eventually the price went up. So, ibig sabihin, I would say if the price can break through the 122.93 number or level, it could possibly go as low as this, then saka ko pa i-consider yung pinaka-low ng 2020, right? So ito lang muna dalawa, okay? Now, looking at that, prices at the floor almost identical to the euro. So sabi nga natin, yes, the downtrend is there, but let me just have another line here, right? But it's touching the floor. So technically, if you look at this, it's yan. Ito yung nagiging ano niya. All right? GBP USD, right? Tingnan natin ha. Ganda sana nung downtrend na yon. Okay. Well, given that number right there or that level, mapapansin nyo, okay, that could be the reason why we are expecting a little rejection here from the buyers because it's a significant floor level, right? So it might be like something in the past, pero sabi nga natin, price leaves clues or history in general, not necessarily like repeating itself all the time, but it will leave us clues to what can possibly happen to the market, right, for the next couple of days or in the current situation. So in our case, it can possibly go up, right? Pero sabi nga is if the buyers have the intention to push GBP or the pound or the cable, yeah, daming nickname ni GBP USD, no, right? The cable higher than this level, then we might want to see a breakout, okay, of that resistance first, okay? So let's see. I am actually very tempted to go for that buy already earlier today. Pero sabi ko nga, my bias is still on a sell. So, ibig sabihin, I really wanted to go for that breakout. So, well, unfortunately, as I do my analysis, sabi niya, all right, it's down, but it's currently at the floor. So, ibig sabihin, the trade becomes a low probability trade if you're selling at the floor. So, I would like to see a breakout of that before I go for a sell. So, pero pag hindi naman, I'm very much willing to take a buy later on. Okay? So, that's our take right now. So, ibig sabihin, dito pa lang medyo clear siya. Dun pa lang parang may lumalabas na breakout, no? Or potential, actually, ito potential breakout pa lang, just to be clear with everyone. Hindi nga lang pa nagfulfill yun. Actually, balikan ko lang siya na mabilis, no? You know, ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na, yan, minsan nagiging excited tayo. Pagkatapos ng breakout, nagbabay ka agad, kung bumalik si market. Diba? So, this is the beauty of the traders' understanding of the general market condition para hindi ka nagte-trade based on just the excitement alone, right? And that big like move, tapos, diba, na-late ka na, habulin mo pa. So, look at that. That's a classic example of correction in the market. I would love to see this correction now happen as a bearish engulfing could happen too for us. Yeah? So, malapit na tayo sa entry price. Anyway, while we are waiting for that, let's see NZD USD as well on the bigger picture. That's almost identical right there. Price have broken through series of floor levels. So, ibig sabihin, there's a possibility for this price to continue downwards. Okay? Again, for everyone's benefit, I will go and delete the lines here so you can see a much clearer view of what I am seeing. Downward on this case, right? Again, look at those waves, those cycles, those swings, whatever you might want to call them, right? But the momentum of the price is being pushed downwards. So makikita nyo yan, yung momentum pababa, diba? Okay? So again, una nating makikita is, yes, we want to go and sell NZD USD. All right? But how far, how close are we to the next floor level? Baka we are so excited to sell and nasa floor level na pala tayo, diba? So, watch out for those kind of things. So, how do you do that? You go and zoom out, right? Look at the bigger picture. Unang tingin, meron kayo somewhere at January this year, a floor level that was broken. It was tested few days ago. Look at that. Yep, and bumalik. If you were with me Wednesday, ito yung inaabangan natin. So, hopefully, you guys were able to catch that drop as well from last night. Okay? And if you were able to do it, congratulations, right? Now we are looking for a continuation. How far can it continue? So I'm zooming out further now, back into June of 2020, where I can see a level of support becoming resistance, or vice versa. Look at this. Support here, resistance here, support here, and it's becoming a support level here too. Interesting. Yeah, I want to put this a little higher lang, no, just to consider this price as well here. So, a touch there, a touch here, touch here. So, ibig sabihin, this level or this area right here is pretty, what you call this, or what's the right term? Yeah, significant yan. Ubusan tayo ng English eh, no? Napaka-importante para sa buyers and sellers. So ibig sabihin parang interesado ang both parties when it comes to this level, right? So there were times that the buyers were able to push the price higher. There were times the sellers were able to keep the price below that horizontal line. A significant time here that was the price was below, then eventually the price went up. Now it's testing that level again. Let's see whether the buyers or the sellers can come out the winner here. So knowing that level is significant. Oh, sorry. Just want to have this here, by the way, because I'm seeing this part. Okay, so you might have noticed me drawing some rectangles there too. Simply for this reason. Look at this. There were times na nag-breakout siya dito, though hindi naman siya ganun kadalas. Pero, again, there are things that you see in the chart that you cannot unsee. So, ibig sabihin, parang nagiging thicker floor level siya dito para sa akin. That's what I call the zone, right? So, it's very difficult for me to operate in that zone if that zone is less than 50 pips. So, kahit short-term trade is parang mahirapan tayong i-capture. So, like this one, this is just about 43 pips. Comparing it to AUD USD, may mas nakikita tayong bigger room for selling there. So, there. Let me see, our AUD USD dropping? Yes, there you go. We're making money a little bit here. So, about 5 pips there, right? Let's see if that price can continue in our favor. All right, so look at that. Bearish engulfing from after that big bar. So, we're collecting few pips here too. Okay, NZD USD, it's quite a different story, right? Because we have this zone. So, short term kung ito, yun na nga. Nag-uusap tayo eh. Sinisip pa no? Usap kasi tayo kaya hindi ako nakapag-trade. Anyway, pwede nyo i-capture itong short term dito. Pwede nyo, ako, yun lang, di na ako nakapag-set ng pending order. Pero anyway, look at that. Beautiful bearish engulfing. Coming back down on that zone. Right? Pwedeng short-term target nyo. Kaya ako nilalagyan ng mga ganong lines para malaman ko kung asan yung mga early exits ko. Right? Minsan kasi, we might expect, yes, downwards, pero hindi natin alam kung saan tayo mag-exit, diba? So, in that case, very helpful sa akin yung mga horizontal lines na yan for me to know where do I want to exit or take the money at. Okay? So, if that's the case here, yes, though you are seeing, okay, though you are seeing NZD USD on that floor level, NZD USD, it can still be pushed further, right? About 30 pips more. So, short-term sell, yes. So, pwede mong slightly strong siya dito. Okay? Slightly strong USD. Okay? But watch out for the floor. Yeah? Pwede kang mag-note na ganun, but watch out for watch out for support. Yeah. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, looking at four currency pairs, I'm not convinced that the dollar is becoming strong, right? Yeah, so doon natin wini-weigh yung news, okay? Lalo na meron pa tayong inaabangan na isang again, not a so high impact news, but it can possibly still do something there on the market, right? Given it's Friday and it's following a very high impact news. Okay? So let's see. 15 minutes. I'm just curious. I want to go. Yeah. Oh, I'm late there. So no. Next na. All right, there you go. USD CAD. Yep. USD CAD is coming from resistance. If you were with me from Monday, wala tayo ng Wednesday. Look at this. Yeah. All right, but if you were with me last week, ito yan. Yeah. So, ito na yung inaabangan natin, bumalik. Ngayon, tumataas siya doon. So, ibig sabihin, sandali. Ken, this is showing something different. USD is strong if you pair it to the CAD or the Canadian dollars. Well, I would not say it's really, really strong probably just for today, right? But because we need to wait for that price to really break through the ceiling, right? Pero yes, given that
it's time for bed.
Yes, thanks Alexa. If that's the expectation at least for short term, yes, we can say that the dollar is strong for the day. Okay? So, kasi if you go back to this one, sorry. I apologize. Again, for everyone's benefit, since we're doing this analysis combining it with the fundamental, I'd like to go ahead and have a clear chart for everyone again, right? Yes, we have orange above our blue line. Yes, that's an uptrend automatically, but we are really, really close, yeah, to the ceiling. Okay? So, titingnan natin kung kaya niya bang umakyat dyan. If you're asking, bakit kanina ang dami mong lines? Ngayon, nag-iisa na lang. If you zoom out kasi, there was a bit of a sideways move here that we are also considering. Even this level right here. So, parang nagiging thicker. ceiling siya dyan, right? But of course, if you don't really find that level as your ceiling, dun kayo nakatingin sa mga peaks lang, right? That's totally fine too. I mean, there's no right or wrong horizontal lines. As long as you find it helpful, put it there. But if you find it confusing, then remove the lines para you can really see the chart clearly, right? Um, Another one, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyong consolidation dito before, right? Itong part na to. So, if you were with me somewhere in February, this is something that we were monitoring, then nag-break out, then we were selling here as well, right? So, since we are in this level, we want to focus here. So, tingnan natin. Can the price still go up? Well, yes, possibly, but just few pips na lang yan eh, 'di ba? Few pips na lang. Kaya pa ba nating mag-buy on USD CAD? If you were in this earlier today, then possibly yes. Pero ngayon, I wouldn't go for it. Nagkakaroon ulit siya ng consolidation dito, right? So meaning, could possibly start selling here. I want to see that price break out of that small consolidation, then go back. Pero pag nag-breakout yan, then we have another ceiling there for a buy. So what is this telling us as far as USD CAD is concerned? So if we are seeing USD CAD and it's going up, right? It's going up. But currently, currently, or close na lang, sige. Close, very close. Close to resistance. What does it say? If it's close to the resistance, there's a possibility for the price to reverse. Yeah. So, is that strong dollar? Not really. Right? So parang again, looking at 5 currency pairs now, the dollar is not really showing clear strength, no? So, should we go long or should we go short on the dollar? That's something that we're not really clearly seeing right now, like going long on the dollar. It's mostly going short on the dollar. So, kumbaga, babalikan ko po yung news na sinabi ko kanina. If you just rely on the non-farm payroll number, the expectation is it could be possibly good or strong for the dollar. Pero when you look at the technical analysis, it's not actually agreeing with the news. Then that's the reason why we're not seeing the price moving as the news has been released. Kumbaga hindi nag-agree din yung general market condition dun sa high impact news na natanggap natin today. So again, I'm not saying that you should not follow the news, but it will be very, very beneficial for a trader to understand the news plus the technical analysis para mas magkaroon ka ng higher confidence to take on a trade, right? Okay, so in that case, I would like to see this go higher at least, then so short pa rin ako. So ibig sabihin, if not today, probably comes Monday or anytime next week, we could expect for a bearish USD CAD move. All right? So that means not so strong dollar. Okay, USD CHF is saying otherwise. Look at that. Price is now broken or above the 98.42 number. For everyone's benefit again, saan ang gagaling to? If you look at historical data, dito po siya. Okay, this is coming from a 2020 number, right? After that pandemic was announced, price have pushed back. Pero again, eventually, because of what happened to the world for the last 2 years, right? Even USD CHF struggled, right? Or the dollar struggled to push CHF higher, right? So technically, ito pa lang ulit yung rally na yon. So tinitingnan natin if the price can go above. Yes, it did go above. And if it stays above, we would love to go for a buy. Okay? So ibig sabihin, so far ito pa lang yung medyo clear sa atin. USD CHF is going up, right? Now broken resistance, okay? Ano na lang hinahanap natin for a buy? I would love to say a price action where I can set my entry price at, which I do. If I can see this price break higher, wait, sandali lang po I think I noticed something there. Let me just go back to the line. Yes, ito yung nakita ko po kanina. Ang sabi ko, sandali, parang merong konting breakout doon. Yeah. Conservatively, I am late on this trade. Nandun na siya, gumalaw na siya. Ano ba naman yan? Kung kailan gusto ko na mag-set ng pending order. Pero again, it's always good to like be more conservative than just to like get in on a trade where you don't understand what's going on. Well, I would say I would agree with that level kasi may nagkakaroon din siya ng hesitation dito kung pansin nyo yan. Kasi kung hindi ito significant itong level na to, di matagal na po nag-breakout si market, right? Or si USD CHF. So since nagkakaroon sila ng consolidation dyan, so ibig sabihin, significant din yan for the sellers. They are not allowing the buyers just to dominate this market right away. So they're trying to push the price down. So again, by knowing technical analysis, you get a feel or view of who's influencing the market more. Is it the buyers or the sellers? In this case, they're really fighting for it. As a retail trader, I don't want to be caught up in that crossfire, right? While the buyers and the sellers are fighting for that price. So it's a wait and observe for me here. So balik ako dun sa note ko. Yes, it has broken the last resistance, but I'm actually seeing consolidation here. So not really, again, seeing dollar strength right there. Okay, so na-invalidate niya yung sinasabi ng news kanina na pwedeng umakyat si price even the news is good for the dollar, especially for the non-farm payroll number, 'di ba? Again, I'm not discounting the unemployment rate number ha. It's just that I want to use the non-farm payroll number as a reference of this study for us to have an idea of what the impact is of a news item or the fundamental analysis to our technical analysis and eventually make a decision whether we want to take the trade or not. Okay, so in this case, if dollar can really be on top of CHF, like very, very strong, then we would see a breakout there. So for now, as much as I would love to kanina, I am just in the point of setting the buy order. Pero sabi ko nga, wait, there's something I saw there that could really bother me. So I went back and we saw resistance there. So we're seeing a little zone here becoming a thicker resistance for us. So rather than be worried about a trade, I would love to see a much clearer setup before we get in, right? Then USD, JPY, we are now triggered for that second position there. It has moved slightly, right? If you notice, we have that. There you go. We nag-move na siya slightly there for like about 10 pips. So it's testing the level. We were on a buy from this bounce. Yes, there you go. This is where ito yung tinitingnan natin kanina. So it is coming from a bounce here, going in that direction. We are still seeing momentum here. This high is higher than the previous. This low is higher than the previous. So this could be a continuation of that move until there you go. Medyo malayo-layo pa ang pwede niyang takbuhin. Okay? So again, this is actually like if not my second, my third actually from the bounce of the Fibonacci numbers. So from here, look at this. If I go to the 4-hourly chart, you will see a very beautiful strong price action right there. Okay? There you go. A low test bar sitting on the 50% fib. Beautiful. Tapos after that breakout on the 1-hourly chart, you can see several retests there. So ito na po yung third position natin to see if the price will go there. Keeping the original position from last week, we still have a buy here that we are keeping. So yeah, let's see how the price can proceed further in our favor. Pag hindi naman, again, sabi ko nga, pag hindi nag-move si market in our favor, we always have a stop loss to protect our account. Okay? In this case, I would like to modify this trade very quickly bago po ako mag-discuss kung bakit nandyan yung mga lines ko, just in case I forget, because that's the zero level of my fib right there. Possibly a test on the market later on. So I would like to set a take profit in this case. Biglang mag-spike yan at hindi ko siya ma-monitor. That's actually like a 2:1 trade right there that we're looking at. So somewhere at 31.23 will be our take profit. So yes, you can always add that. So 131 point, I'll go 25 or 24. I'll go 23. Yeah. Let's set that. There you go. Notice that a new line has been added there for us. So just in case the price spikes again, at least that in that direction lang we are willing to take the money already. Okay? So saan nanggagaling yan? Itong last swing high natin, ang tinitingnan natin as the resistance. Okay? So to tell you where this trade is coming from, looking at the bigger picture, sabi ko nga, it has been quite some time. Dollar yen is one of my favorite currency pairs, but I got involved with the dollar yen after this breakout na lang. Yeah. So if you go to the weekly chart, mas makikita natin dito. Yeah. Oops, sorry. I'll rather go to the monthly chart para mas unang tingin. Yan. So kung makikita nyo, ito yung mga levels. Though it can be a little lower here too. There's another level right here if I can zoom out. Yeah. And then the highest peak will be this one. So ibig sabihin, coming from a floor level towards that direction, that's the reason why I'm buying. Then if you look at your D1 chart, it is still orange above the blue. So if you notice, every time it goes back to the EMA, that's where I am looking for my entry price or re-entry, as I would like to have an extended position for this dollar yen, right? As perfect as it could be, I would not expect for this pattern to like symmetrically, right, continue that way. It can be sideways somewhere in the middle, right? Again, the confidence is coming from the push from historical data. Price is above the resistance now, so it is becoming a floor. We are seeing momentum there, and possibly it can still continue. Pag hindi naman, sabi ko nga, lagi naman tayong may stop loss to protect our trades and make sure na um, hindi maubos yung account natin just in case the market reverses. Okay? So, in that case, yes, we are still seeing the price go down here for AUD USD. Just few pips there, right? If you think that that's something that you want to take already as profit, then you're always free to take the money, right? If you wish to hold on to some position, again, always apply traders discretion. So that's my take. Sorry, hindi natin nadagdag dito, no? Para ano lang, USD, JPY, yes, for me it's up. So technically the only thing that I see dollar strength there is the Japanese yen, or sorry, USD versus the Japanese yen. All right, so if you wish to check naman yung Japanese yen strength, then you can go and check all the yen pairs and check it across the board, right? If you want to see euro strength across the board, go and take all the euro currencies and study them. Same with GBP, NZD, and AUD. So at least that's something that you can do to have a what we call currency correlation study, and to find out if you want to take on multiple trades on different currency pairs, right? So I hope that was able to help you, or at least give you an idea of what I am actually looking at in most of the time, right? I understand that we are always looking into the major currency pairs lang. Again, that's one way for me to understand dollar strength in general. So yeah, we were able to catch one trade here. We want to see if the dollar, AUD USD can move in our favor. Dollar yen is still moving in our favor at least. Yeah, going back to the break even, to the entry price. Yeah. Tapos NZD USD still moving in that direction. Yan, meron pa rin tayong small hesitation on GBP USD. And well, not bad of a Friday that we have here for at least one trade there triggered. Kung nakuha pa natin yung NZD USD, that's two trades that got triggered, moving in our favor still. Then we have USD JPY as well. So 3 trades on a Friday. Yeah, that's it for me for our end of week market review, focusing on the dollar strength and the NFP at the same time, checking on the unemployment rate. Okay, so again, for you to be more confident with your trades, I'm not saying you do not look at the news. All right, baka ma-misinterpret nyo po, ha. Okay, what I'm trying to say is go and take every details in the news with a grain of salt, right? However you may receive that news, it could be something that you have heard from someone, read on your Facebook, right? Probably we're checking a website like Forex Factory, or your Light Finance account has a calendar for news, or wherever you get your news from. Okay, take the information with a grain of salt, and I would say go back to your chart, right? Validate those information if the chart is moving the same direction as the news is saying. Okay, and if it's becoming stressful, all right, for you to go back and force that information, it only means that two things. Yeah, number one, probably hindi pa natin na-interpret yung news properly, right? Nagkakaroon pa tayo ng challenges doon. So ibig sabihin, you need to have more time to like really understand the news and study the news further. Number two, probably baka hindi talaga sa'yo yung news trading. Then you might want to focus on your technical charts first, or your chart reading first, right? Kasi baka hindi pa rin solid yung understanding mo about technical analysis, tapos sinasamahan mo na ng news, so mabilis siya maghalo, 'di ba? Hindi nagiging clear sa yung analysis. So for me, both are good for making a good decision on trading, but if you find news a little bit difficult to interpret, personally for me, I based on my journey, it was easier to interpret the chart at the beginning, then the news will make sense if you can make sense of the chart as well. So that's how it worked for me. If it can work for you as well, then why not? Okay, for news traders, some of them started with the news, then added the technical. All right, so they're like, sabi nga nila, no, apologize for this term, but there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. So technically, there's 1,000 ways to interpret a chart. So however you want to do it, as long as you're comfortable with it and you're confident with what you're seeing, then go with the trade. If you find it a little confusing, then move to the next currency pair. No one is forcing you to take a trade that you do not understand. And if it's becoming stressful, you're not doing it properly. So remember, guys, everyone, you have a wonderful weekend. Happy non-farm failure Friday. Happy football Friday. And as always, trading should be fun, everyone. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. I'll see you guys Monday. Charts up at 8:30. Bye for now. Cheers.